Yo, 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 welcome to the MTLD podcast. My name is LD, joined as always by my good friend MT. Sounds like I'm rapping now.
This is the best, dude. I'm loving the energy. It's a 180 from last episode.
What? Yeah, look. Hey, look, that episode was the best episode we did.
That was sick. That was a lot of fun.
Imo, as you'd say, like in my opinion, Imo. I reckon that was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was some good energy there. So we just got to fucking fake it. Fake that energy, even if we're not feeling it until we make it, I guess. That's what we're meant to do. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. You know what's really cool is that people have actually been commenting and leaving us like things underneath our YouTube videos and on Facebook and stuff, and that is sick. So thank you all very much for actually getting involved. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. If anyone has any shared experiences, if you witnessed any of this, or if you are on the other side of the continent, if you're in Canada tuning in, and you have a similar experience, let us know about it.
Who the fuck's in Canada listening to us?
Fucking heaps of people. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we got a big Quebec following. I hope we do, man. I'd love to go to Quebec.
We'll see. Yeah, dude. Might get sponsored to go over there.
Shit, that's true. I guess great segue. I'd love to go to Quebec, but there's some places that I have been that I love, and places that I'd love to go to again. And I hit MT up with the topic, and I was like, "Yo, let's just talk about cool places that we've been or that we know, like in Melbourne or in the city." And you got a really cool story about...
I already forgot, dude. Oh, now I'm excited again. You've reignited a very spicy story.
It's literally the reason why I wanted to do this pod, and I'm sure we'll get to it. I don't know if you want to lead with that, but I think...
We're not going to lead with it, man. You got to just string people along.
That's true, yeah. But
that'll be the encore story.
It is, yeah. True. It is off chops. So yeah, today we're just going to be talking about, I guess, like, cool places, cool shit, like cool things we've seen, cool places we've been, locations, venues, destinations. Something. It's probably something that I'm really keen on is just exploring Melbourne, of course, but just wherever I go, I fucking love to explore, dude. I love to take down a back street or an alleyway, or just really explore. Like, if there's a group of shops, let me see what every single shop is, because who knows what sort of hidden gem you might find, or some like real quirky sort of place that you might see just by taking those extra few steps. You know what I mean?
I do, and I that you've just reminded me of a story that we posted a status on our page maybe like 5 years ago. Remember when we were doing that? We were just exploring a local area. I think it was in Croydon or Muralbark, and the shop owner thought that we were shoplifters and told us to fuck off.
Yo, I remember that. Holy fuck, yeah, we did get told to fuck off, and that
and
was
we
like
were
Croydon.
We were just trying to suss out like the local mall, like a little shopping strip, and the guy was like, "Yeah, can you get the fuck out of my shop?"
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I don't think we've ever looked like the variety that would steal from a shop as well. So I don't know what was going on with that dude, man.
Yeah, I want to say that this was after long hair as well. Like, maybe I can see when we had long hair, we looked like Strife, but I'm pretty sure it was around that. Yeah, because we would have been driving at the time. So yeah, we were definitely a couple of short-haired normies.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? And you know what? That actually reminds me of something that I'd want to tell the people about.
Yeah.
Speaking, and it's off topic, but fuck it. Like, speaking about times when I've been told to fuck off out of stores.
Yeah.
Our mutual friend Simon, right, that we used to know when we were all into metal and we did have long hair.
Yeah.
There was a metal CD store in the city.
You had to tell me about a Metal Mayhem experience?
Bro, yeah, I know you know, but I'm telling the people.
Well, I feel like we have a shared...
Have you not heard this?
Dude,
have you not heard this? I'm
going to say we've had the same experience. Tell your story, because I feel like I had the same...
Okay.
We weren't together.
Right,
These are two different stories. There's a crossover, I feel.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. So, Metal Mayhem, if you're not familiar, Metal Mayhem was the metal CD store that was on Banana Alley, pretty much right underneath Flinders Street Flinders Station. And you would go there for like all your metal CDs. So anything black metal, death metal, blah, 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 whatever, right? It was the coolest, most like metal as fuck place that you could go to. And I was young. I was probably about 15, 16 years old once. And I was with Simon, who was a mutual friend of ours back in the day, and went there to buy like a metal CD or maybe a couple. I can't remember. I was poor, right, at the time, probably one. Anyway, I walk in and I'm perusing. I'm browsing the selected goods and CDs, and the guy behind the counter, and this guy was like 45 to 50 years old, overweight, wearing his denim fucking vest, still had like his
fat sack
black
of shit, man. He was a fucking dickhead.
He was, right? He hasn't said a word to Simon and I the entire time. Didn't acknowledge us when we came in or anything, but he looks at us. And he goes, if you boys ain't going to buy anything, you can get the fuck out. And me and Simon, like, we're young, 14, 15, whatever, 16 years old. Like, how do you react to that sort of situation? What do you say to this dude? We were actually like, oh, we are going to get something. But of course, after that, just felt like so uncomfortable about being there that we left. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it's fucking bullshit because now it sort of seems like we were never going to buy anything, but it's actually because, hey bro, you actually just told us to get the fuck out of your store and that's why we're not buying anything. Have I not told you that story before?
You are, I'm legit, I'm freaking out because I had the identical experience with Toby and I think it was word for word. I think, yeah, you just quoted the exact same experience that I had. No. We went there after school one day. We got on the train after school and went there. And I probably hammed it up to him. And I was like, dude, this will be the best. It's like the coolest. Yeah. And I went there once with Adam, my older brother. And yeah, he showed me. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Because it does feel...
It was fucking cool, man. Yeah, it's literally underground.
It's literally underground. And it's got the whole curved ceiling. So you feel like you're in a tunnel. And the walls were just plastered with all these kind of posters. I remember one being Apocalyptica, and I didn't know who they were, but I thought that was cool as hell. Very edgy.
With the cellos.
Yeah.
The cellos.
There was one with titties on it as well. Ooh. That may have been the one. Maybe the Apocalyptic one had some...
Really? Apocalyptic had titties on their posters?
Bare breasts. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. Have to do some research.
I'll Google that after this. Yeah.
But I went there with Toby after school, and I was like, oh, dude, this place is a bomb. And we rolled in. We had our school bags on.
Yeah.
And, after about 5 minutes... Not even. He was like, are you guys going to buy anything? And I was like, well, I'm not sure. Like, I got my pocket money, so I'm good to go, man. I'm good for like $40.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm ready to rock and roll, but I need to find the right CD. And yeah, he literally, word for word, he said, get the fuck out. And we both looked at each other like, what? Have we just, what? And then we
do something wrong?
We walked straight out. And I was like, okay.
What's up with that dude,
I'm really sorry. Like, you must have a real... I don't know. And the thing was, man, because the school we went to, like, we rolled in. We were, like, one of those fucking nerd schools where you wear ties and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we look like a couple of nerds coming in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think we're going to come steal your latest Ulva CD?
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. He was just a piece of shit, man. And I remember
he was a piece of shit.
I went there for an in-store signing thing for Abbott. And because I was too young to go to the show, and I was devastated. And I was like, Mum, I want to go to the in-store. And she was like, no, you can't go. Yeah. Only if your brother goes. So I conned Adam again. Good bloke. Yeah. Nice little shout out.
Great bloke. Shout out. Shout out, AT.
Take me into town to meet Abbott. Yeah. And I was stoked. I was so excited, man. I got to the front. I waited, because you wait for ages at that shit. I got to the front and I wanted to get a photo with him because I was like, I can't go to the concert. I'm devastated. I'm finally meeting him. Oh, this is so exciting. I want to get a photo. And that piece of shit was like, no photos. We don't have time. And I was like, oh, Abbott, can I have a photo, please? And he was like, yeah, of course. And he like brought me around behind the thing and was putting his arm around me. And see, if you see the photo, he's giving a big thumbs up. He was just stoked as. And that really ground his gears, man. I could tell he wanted to just strangle me.
Dude, I heard a story. Did you ever hear this story? I can't remember who I heard it from, but there's a story going around that he had like a 2x4 underneath the counter there, and he legit brought it out and hit someone with it once.
That wouldn't surprise me. And it was probably someone who wanted to give him like $100.
Yeah.
Someone that wanted to buy like a gift card for their son. And he was like, it looks like you're a true metalhead.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm actually...
I'd love to
really
fucking walk in there now, to be honest. Like, legit. Like, surprise, everyone. This place isn't around anymore. And, like...
It's like an F45 gym now, yeah.
Yeah, I'll fucking wonder why, right? Like, this dude literally sabotaged... I don't know if it was his business or if he worked for someone, but...
It can't
this
have been.
Dude
either he was a millionaire...
sabotaged it.
Yeah, either he was a multi-millionaire or he was an employee... a very poorly selected employee. Because I've never even heard of that level of service to just straight up abuse people.
It was unbelievable, dude. It was legit unbelievable. Like, I've never experienced that either myself.
Yeah, like, and
I do.
Yeah, I honestly, dude, I don't. If someone like hits us up and they're like, "Oh, you got to give him a break," or he was going through a tough period. Nah, not buying it. He was so fucking rude. I've never felt
to kids.
Like I've never been like physically intimidated as a kid by someone either. Like he got up from his stool and was like leaning over the counter.
Really?
And was
no
like,
shit.
Yeah, he was like, "Are you gonna buy anything?" I was like, "Fuck, yeah. Are you gonna start swinging? Like, I'm here to have a look at.
Yeah.
You're a shop. I'm here to have a look at your goods."
Yeah, I'm literally and it's not like this was what 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, this is when we were still kids.
Yeah, right. So like, I don't know if they had a website, and if they did have a website, it would have been shit. It's not like they had like their latest
like dial-up internet times.
Yeah, exactly right. It's not like they had like their latest like catalog and shit. Like, if you wanted to know what they had, you had to go into the store and you had to actually just browse through. And it's like, yeah, big whoop, man, that we're taking 5 minutes in your store. It's not like you're fucking, like, run off your feet with other customers. Like, we'd be the only people in there. So, yeah, that's bullshit. And that place closed down. So, surprise. And that dude's probably fucking killed himself now, to be honest. Let's be real about it.
Yeah, with any luck. I hope so.
Damn, that's cold, but it's true. Fuck that guy.
He deserves
Fuck
it.
That guy.
He's a fucking loser, and I hate people that have that, like, particularly that incident of the in-store signing thing. Like, these people get like one tiny bit of power and just absolutely go bananas with it. Like, you could tell that he was just stroking himself at being able to tell people when they could come and when they had to leave the store, and to keep moving the line along because it was really important. And I was like, you fucking tool, man.
It's like that first sense of authority and like power over people he's ever had in his entire life. So now he's just like, oh, well, I've got to really push this.
People want to come into my store. How can I make them leave?
Yeah. They should really do something about that, because like, you often feel rushed when you do like those table meet and greets. But I don't know, I guess a way you could work about doing it is like, you have a limited number of spots and you go, all right, everyone gets 30 seconds. Or like 15 seconds. Here's the hours for it. You pick a slot or whatever, or you get booked in, right? But then, of course, they're not making as much money as they could make. So,
well, that's why you could do it on a bidding system.
Surprise.
Like, have a time slot. Be like, all right, everyone has to do their rush through bullshit in store, but we're going to open up a half an hour slot where you can sit down with a band and hang out and, play a round of fucking Mario Kart, and it's open to bidding. So whoever wants to pay the most for it can get it.
Yeah, true. And like, the thing is about a lot of these signings as well, like, all right, Abbott and Immortal, what the fuck are they doing? It's like the fucking signings at like 10 or 2 in the afternoon. They're not on stage till 11 o'clock at night. They're in Australia. What? They're not doing jack shit besides the fucking signing and playing the show later. They'll sound check for half an hour.
Their general approach to it was very jovial, and they was all super friendly. Really chill dudes. Like, it was just a good vibe with them. And then you just have this one fat sack of shit that never washes his hair, standing at the front, just barking barking orders at everyone.
Yeah.
You could tell. I went to the Amon Amarth in store there.
Okay.
And it was a similar vibe. Like, he just made everyone uncomfortable. Even the bands were looking at each other like, is this how is this how Australians do things? Because this is fucking
No
weird.
shit. Hey, if you know who this dude is and he's still alive, send me his fucking name and I'll bash the shit out of this dude now, man. I'm an adult now. I'll fuck this dude up. I'm serious. If you know this guy, hit me up. Send him my Instagram. Send him my Instagram. Your boy LDZ. I'll fuck that guy up.
Obnoxious podcast of all time. Fuck. Oh,
Yeah,
crying.
yeah. Did you ever go to that? What was that other? And like this actually legitimately actually plays into the topic of like cool places and cool shit. Did you ever go to that other record store that was in the city? That was dope as fuck.
I know the one you're talking about. I was thinking about it just the other day.
What's it called?
It wasn't Metro, was it? Was it Metro?
Was it Metro?
It was upstairs. It was like the polar opposite, right? Are you thinking of that one? Where you went up the stairs to get in there?
I just remember. No, I feel like it was a basement. Or the level, like ground level. It was like I guess you could say it was like an alternative CD store. So they had metal, they had heaps of metal, but they also had like punk, had like fuckloads of punk, like post-hardcore, they had like noise. They just had like a really eclectic mix of, I guess you could say, like more aggressive or like alternative genres of music. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea. But I'm sure, dude. If it existed, I'm sure at one point in time we went there.
Yeah. And once again, you should really do some research before the pod. Guys, if you know the name of the place I'm talking about in the city...
You sure it wasn't Metal Mayhem?
No, it wasn't Metal Mayhem, dude. It was another place. This place was like a hipster joint before... Or maybe it was when actually hipsters were like thriving. But it had that very, like... hipster sort of new age man type of vibe. I don't know, but it was cool. It was a good place. Really great CD store. That's something, that I probably don't get to do as much as I used to, or at least it's something I want to do more, is like just get a train into the city.
We're not allowed anymore, dude. It's been a long time before you're doing that.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I mean, like, when was the last time you did that? When was the last time you took a train into the city for the sole purpose of just, like, exploring?
Well, I suppose my circumstances have changed a great deal. I live a walking distance from the city now, so periodically I'll just walk through the city and it's just a total ghost town. I should do a video. I always think that whenever I'm there, I should just film this. This is bizarre. Just going through a total ghost town and seeing all particularly the upmarket stores, like your Gucci and all that kind of stuff. Seeing them with just chains around the doors. It feels really apocalyptic. It's weird.
Yeah, it does, for sure. I think, I don't know if you've seen the videos of a similar thing, like for the Shibuya crossing in Japan as well. Like that's the busiest crossing in the world, but someone did footage of it when COVID was at its peak over there, and it was just like
a ghost town. Yeah, it's weird.
Completely dead, man. That is absolutely insane.
But places that are not dead.
Yeah, go on.
I got a list of a couple of cool places. Remember back in the day, it was when it was called Scarab Bar, which ended up becoming Gin Lane.
Holy shit! Yeah, of course. How could I fucking forget?
Do a quick whip around Belgrave, dude.
All right. Here's the thing, and I feel like a loser. I never went into it when it was Scarab Bar.
Oh my god, dude! I went there. Hey, what? Immediately after, I think it was our EP launch. We played it.
Dude.
It was called Rubies. When Suki, which is a sick venue, it was called Rubies. Straight after our EP launch, I want to say.
I know.
Everyone went over there.
Dude,
and
I never went over there for some reason. I was tired, I think. I don't know why, but you're right. Everyone was always like, we're going over to Scarab Bar. We're going to have a fucking couple of drinks. I never went. You have to tell me about it. Tell me what it was like.
It was so good. But then again, dude, my memory is like one instance of going there. But I might be confused. I feel like it was there was like a whole extra venue attached to it. It wasn't just a laneway. I remember going through a door and there was like a whole nother couch section. There was a whole bunch of shit. Maybe I walked into a totally different venue. I don't know.
You probably went to the pub next door.
Maybe I did, but maybe they were connected by a door. But I was like,
I don't know.
It was
Okay,
sick.
all right. Tell me about Scarab Bar. Tell me about that time then.
Well, I think, and I'm going to completely make this up, but my thinking is that it was like an Egyptian-themed joint, and
Yes.
the door had all like hieroglyphics and scarab beetle, like in that style. In the door, it was all decorative and cool, but the actual venue itself, dimly lit. That's about all I remember, dude. Like, it was a big night. It was a huge night.
Yeah, no shit. Well, that turned into Gin Lane,
Yes.
which I did attend on many occasions. I went to Gin Lane, and I fucking love that little venue, man.
Yeah.
That was cool because, Ruby. So if you're not familiar, like Belgrave, up like halfway up a mountain, very much like I guess you could say the local populace are very like, I guess, hippie, alternative, chilled back sort of people, right? And Ruby's, like back in the day, was this huge venue, and they would sometimes have big bands on and sell it out, but a lot of the time they would have like just like little tiny bands or not very good bands, and it'd be a bit of a ghost town in there sometimes. Like,
yeah, often felt very like, I think it added to the sense of space as well. When there wasn't many people there, you're like, wow, this is huge.
Yeah, for sure. And Cato, like when we were obviously together, we played gigs at Ruby's, and we were, obviously super A, fortunate, but B, like we were hopefully good as far as I remember. So we always brought big crowds, and we would play like sold out shows or really big shows, or you would put together lineups, like you put together a birthday gig for me.
Yeah, hell yeah, of course I did. What else am I going to do, man? Give you a present?
Yeah, dude. Probably the best gift that anyone's ever given me is like to throw a friggin' birthday gig for me that featured 2 stages as well, right? You had
that was absurd, actually. Oh, yeah,
dude, it was like a fucking festival, bro. You pretty much threw a festival for my birthday.
Yeah, I remember that because, and dude, the way I found out that there was even another room there is I was wandering downstairs, and Siobhan, lovely lady who was the venue manager at the time.
Yeah.
She was like re-tapping a keg or something. I don't know. She was, and there was that bookcase that just moves, and then there's a room down there. And I was like, I poked my head and I was like, what are you doing in here? And she's like, oh, I'm just like doing something with the keg or whatever. And I was like, this is huge down here. Could you put bands down here? And she was like, well, yeah, I don't see why not. And I was like, how are you not using this all the time? This is fucking cool as hell.
Dude, absolutely right. Because I think it's important to note, like, the room was big and it was massive high ceiling, but there wasn't, like, I think they did have a bar in there at that. Did they have the bar in there?
They did. It was a small bar, and with a little bar fridge as well. Yeah.
But they didn't have a stage or like a sound system in there or anything like that. You pretty much
that's right. It was BYO, because I organised. I want to say it was my literature teacher who I had perform, and she brought her own sound system and let everyone use it, which was mad. It was sick.
That's really cool. But look, amazing space and super underutilized at the time. Yeah, so you threw a gig for my birthday, and you had upstairs, which was like full bands and shit, and then I think downstairs, I remember, didn't you have Gerard play?
Yes, yeah, he played, which was cool, and my literature teacher and David Knight. Who's a bunch
of acoustic stuff he did down there.
Yeah,
David.
And I feel like maybe Zach Sabre, maybe. I love that guy.
Yeah,
maybe.
David Knight, is he still doing music?
I hope so. I would imagine so. He was absurdly talented.
You would,
and
hope so.
He got into singing as well because he was predominantly.
I remember that.
All tapping and whatnot, and then he started singing, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I obviously, like, when it was Ruby's would play shows and stuff like that, and the crowd was always like super chill, and you could like smoke outside the front. I had a front bit, and then Ruby shut down, and it got bought out, and then it turned into Suki Lounge, and Suki Lounge was unbelievable. Like, the thing with Ruby's is like, it had all the potential in the world. The space was huge. The venue was huge. The vibe was good. The location was cool. But they just didn't really have enough money invested into it. It literally just needed a makeover. It needed money pumped into it to freshen it up and shit. And also, they needed a good booking manager, to do good shows and shit there. So obviously,
because I think that's one of those things, dude. And I think for a lot of businesses, it's hard to see the immediate value in something like that, like investing in a solid booking agent with a credible reputation and network.
Yeah.
You're like, why would we be paying this guy? Like, you know, bands can just hit us up and we'll just pick and choose and we'll do it that way. Like, and I can appreciate that as well. Like, unless you've done it successfully, it would be hard to see value in it, I imagine.
Absolutely.
As a venue owner.
And it's hard. It would be hard to, like, you know, try to like have that sort of strategy. Like, you're trying to run a venue and you serve drinks. Like, you know, Siobhan was like doing everything. You know what I mean?
I remember she was flat out, and there was all this
flat out, bro. And what now? You expect her to like run the venue, look after the logistics of everything, but also then book the bands and stuff. Like,
and be selective and be strategic about who you're booking and stuff like that. What a massive job. Yeah.
Ridiculous job, right? Anyway, so Suki Lounge, you know, was created. They invested money into it, pumped money into it, and like it was dope as hell, right?
Dude, and I remember, I'll be honest with you. I have a confession. I remember when it was first done, and I was like, I may have even said to you, I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think the Hills is ready for this, like a sophisticated kind of venue. Like I had that. I was like, nah, people want a simple, like rough around the edges bar. They don't want tapas and, you know, like fancy seats and stuff like that.
Very
I was like, I personally love it, but I was like, I don't think it'll work here. But holy shit, man.
It popped off, bro.
It popped off. Bonkers.
But it went bananas. And, you know, at the start, it had a lot of the regular crowd, but also then, brought in, I guess you could say, like an older crowd. And I think that was what was so good about Suki is, like, there was just people of every age and every background there, which was dope as hell.
It was always so friendly, man. I remember, like, a few times we played there, like, my dad and his friends would come down. Yeah, and it wasn't even weird. It was just like, what's up, Dad? And his friends. And it was just a really...
My mum too. My mum came down as well, I'm pretty sure. You know?
100%, dude. It was one of those venues where no one looked or felt out of place. And I think that's a big testament to how they designed it and how they revamped it, because it was appealing to everyone. Like, it didn't feel like, for an older crowd, they didn't feel like they were rocking up to a dive bar. But for the younger crowd, they were like, well, this is a little bit eccentric, a little bit different. And it's just really well done. Yeah.
Now I haven't been there in probably like 2 years, 3 years. So I don't know what it's like now, but I can only speak for the experience of when I was there. But, you know, as all good things grow, the word gets out. And what ended up happening over a period of time is that he started getting your fucking boob heads.
Really?
Young little shits started coming to Suki Lounge and turning it like into a fucking Belgrade version of fucking like a Ringwood club,
like an Orange Whip or something.
Yeah, dude, like a fucking Dakota or Orange Whip or shit like that. Like, yeah, and at the start, I don't know if I should say this. I'll keep names out of it. You know, there were certain people that were part of the venue that, you know, didn't want them and were like, get the fuck out of here. Like, they hated them. They hated that sort of crowd.
Gave them the Metal Mayhem treatment.
Yeah, they didn't want them in there, right? And fair enough, because they were little shits, you know, and they were just like, they weren't respectful. They were just like getting overtly drunk, just being little shits, right? But then they realized how much money they spent and they were like, all right. They started catering towards it a bit more, sort of had more acts that were a little bit relevant and stuff. And you know what? You got to make money. So do what you got to do. But at that time, that's when I started falling out of love with Suki Lounge. And that's when I started going to Gin Lane across the road.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, you know what? Suki's not really for me right now, or a lot of the time it wasn't. And I started going over to Gin Lane, which was low key. Still, it had a lot of that crowd that went to Ruby's and Suki in the early days. They had sort of transferred over there, and at Gin Lane is when then you could see the local bands perform, because the local bands weren't getting gigs at Suki Lounge anymore. It was too big. They were fucking booking, you know, big Aussie fucking bands. They booked some big shows, bro.
Yeah, man, they were getting like British India and bands like that coming through.
What's that Aussie band?
Mammal.
No, not Mammal. That other Aussie band, they do the summertime song.
Oh, like Powderfinger, not Grinspoon.
Not No.
One of those.
Well, they probably had Grinspoon play there.
I don't know.
But Another band. Anyway, they played there.
Thirsty
People know
Merc?
that.
No. Yeah?
Yes.
No,
Yeah. Thirsty Merc. Thirsty Merc played there. I remember.
Good on them. That's mad.
Yeah, good on him. Why not? Anyway, yeah, Gin Lane was good, man. Great vibe. Cocktail bar, dim lights. So tiny, like the skinniest venue you've ever seen with the longest corridor to walk into it ever.
Yeah, dude. Surely you can tap into that corridor. Something can be done with that.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. Yeah, like what's on the side of that wall?
Dude, that was
I'm not
absurd.
too
I
sure.
remember just like loading in guitar amps and a drum kit through that hallway.
Yeah.
If someone was coming towards you, you would have to kindly request that they back up and let you pass because you couldn't have two people in the hallway.
Yeah. You could only fit like one person going down that hallway at a time, which was crazy. And you know, that's actually just reminded me. All right, I think we've talked enough about those venues, and I think a lot of the cool places that we've probably been to and shit is from venues and venues. Sorry, is what
I think it goes hand in
you know?
hand with like the kind of stuff we were getting up to. So, what do you want to do? You want to move out into the city? I got some.
Yeah, tell me.
I got some venues, dude. Remember when we played? I don't know if you were in the band at the time. Would you ever play with us at Pony? Do you like the 3 a.m. slot?
Oh, wait, Pony in the city?
Yeah.
No. Holy shit! I completely
I was with
forgot
Max
about Pony.
then. Yeah, dude.
You played
Pony
a show at Pony?
Yeah. It was like
What?
It was bizarre. Yeah, there was a guy in a
Oh,
suit
man.
there, and he was super into it.
Yeah.
That was an interesting
I do
venue.
I do have a story about that because Pony turned into Boney.
Oh,
right?
okay. Clever.
Pony turned into Boney, right? And one time I actually was at Boney after Bang one Saturday night, and it was like, I don't know what time it was. It was like 4 a.m, dude.
Past bedtime.
And it was definitely past bedtime, and I was upstairs dancing, doing whatever, and there was this dude, and he was gone, man. He was absolutely gone. And this dude, he came up the stairs, and then so imagine the corner of two walls meeting, like the corner bit of two walls meeting.
So the corner.
Yeah. I don't know. There'll be a tradie name for it. Anyway, he fucking was just so fucked up. He just fell backwards, and he hit literally the back of his skull right on the meeting corners of the two walls. And I saw it, and I was like, that guy might be dead. I'm like, because that is not, it's not an easy like hit. It wasn't like I fell back and I hit my back and now my back's sore. It's like literally he just fell straight back and hit the back of his cranium on this thing, and he just got back up, and he was just like, I'm alright. I don't know if he was alright. I'm not too sure. It was hard to know if he was just fucked up or if he had a concussion. Like, I wasn't too sure anymore. But...
Oh, dude, I wish that happened to the guy from Metal Mayhem.
Oh, mate, shit. We can only wish. We can only wish.
Oh shit!
But yeah, that's my Boney story. What other places you got?
Remember playing at the Grace Darling? That was a sick venue.
Yeah, of course. Great venue downstairs. Had a big bar, and you could. Fuck. Well, actually, it's a few levels to Grace Darling.
Yeah, that was a sick venue. I also loved. I liked Ding Dong more than Cherry Bar. Both cool venues.
I agree.
I'm sure we played at both. But Ding Dong was more exciting.
We
We played at the Statics last ever show at Ding Dong.
The Statics?
The Statics, Gerard.
Oh, the Statics.
Gerard's band.
Yeah. Fuck.
That was sick. That was amazing. That was such a fun night.
Dude, it's crazy to think the amount of venues that we actually played in Melbourne.
Yeah, I was like shooting from the hip and came up with like 25 here.
Oh my god. You know, okay, hold on. Let's go back to Grace Darling though, because Grace Darling is sick. Like, I think it's probably a good idea to give people a visual of it. So, you know, it's the old school Victorian type of facade on the outside, and then you go into the main level, and it's got a big round bar where, you know, you've got seats and tables all over. And you can get food there. There's a
Kitchen.
Yeah, that's the fucking word I'm looking for. And then you can either go upstairs or downstairs. And upstairs was a pretty small stage, and that's where we played. Yeah, big room. Yeah, because it was actually 2 rooms,
Yeah, it
remember?
was
But
long.
there was
Yeah, it
a
was like
door
a big
between.
long room with a bar in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we played our last show. Cato played our last show. And there's definitely a capacity for that. That was like... Do you remember what the capacity for upstairs was?
I wouldn't have.
Let's just say a number. 150, 250.
Something like that. About that, yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, we definitely went over capacity.
It was pretty jammed up.
And
That was
there
cool.
was-
Yeah, because it
No,
got jammed up like through the hallway and into the second room. I was
Yeah,
like,
bro.
"Oof."
But do you remember the issue? Because it was an old Victorian building, the floor was literally starting to fucking give underneath. Do you remember when people were fucking...
Yeah.
People were like moving around too much, and I wouldn't say moshing, but they were moving around and shit, and you could literally feel the floor
I feel like,
bowing
did we get
underneath
spoken
you.
to? Did someone speak to us and they were like,
Oh, probably.
I don't know.
Do you remember the
Spoken
owner?
to a lot.
Holy shit! Do you remember the owner of the fucking venue? Dude,
No.
I met that guy, man. It was before one of our shows.
Yeah.
It could have been the last show. So we're upstairs setting up, we're putting stuff, where it needs to be. All of a sudden, this super skinny, like 6-foot dude with long hair, the tiniest little shorts and a singlet, comes out from just a room randomly upstairs, and he's smoking a ciggy in the venue. And I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And he's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm alright. How are you? And he's like, yeah, good. You guys playing tonight? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, cool, yeah, this is my venue.
What?
And I was like, oh, okay. And he was just like, all right, cool, yeah, no worries. And he just goes over to the bar, pours himself a beer out the tap, and then just like takes a drag on his cigarette and goes back into his room. He must fucking live there. He
What a
lives
boss!
there, dude.
Well, because it did seem like a converted house. Like once upon a
Yeah,
time, like
for
in the
sure.
1800s, that was definitely like lodging. That had that old,
Yeah,
old
100%.
stone walls and stuff.
Yeah, and like the old timber floors and stuff. Like, I mean, like that Victorian era type of fucking deal. And then there was a basement where bands played gigs too.
That was sick. That was like the perfect venue for like scrams gigs. Like seeing bands like Fever Teeth and Pageant Families, Starbucks Band and Stockades and those kind of bands in that room was just so rowdy, man. Because it was like this tiny enclosed, you put your hand up straight and you'd be touching the ceiling. You could cut the suspense with a knife before the band played.
Dude, can we talk about that one time there in the basement? You remember that band that stopped playing? You remember? You were there. Do you remember?
That was a bad time.
That
was really bad.
Are we allowed to talk
That
about
was
that?
terrible. I don't know, man. May as
Do
well.
we leave it?
Oh, it's
You
up
want
to you,
to-
man. I don't know. It's really
It's up
bad.
to you, dude. It's up to you. I don't know if we should talk about it.
Oh, God.
I don't talk to these people anymore. Do you talk to them?
I'll talk to one of them.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually,
Nah,
no, I talked to
we'll
one of them too.
We'll just
Yeah,
let it
we'll leave
ride.
We'll leave that.
Fuck.
Anyway,
There was a lot of good gigs there. It was a very rowdy venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cherry Bar was cool as well.
Cherry. Yeah, I guess so. Like Cherry Bar was alright, man. Like, I don't know. I think it I don't think it lived up to the name, really.
I was going to say,
for me,
what's
for
the
me.
expression? Like, its reputation precedes it?
Oh,
Is that what
yeah,
you say about
absolutely.
something like that? I don't know.
No, I think that's
I think that's what you say when you meet someone who's famous.
Yeah, when you've heard, and you're like, oh, your reputation precedes you. Yeah, like you've
Okay.
heard about them before or whatever.
Maybe its reputation exceeds it.
Ooh, very nice. Yes.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it was nothing too hot.
People always, go on.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was just like a rock and roll bar. You know what it had nothing on? Frankie's Pizza, man. It was like a poor
Bro.
man's Frankie's Pizza.
Holy shit! Please tell me about it. Tell me about Frankie's Pizza.
Well, it's a venue in Sydney, right? You might recall because we played there, and it was
Yeah, I
fucking
remember.
still such a fun gig, man. And we got the band that we played with attempted to fist us and push us off the bill I think we already told the story.
Oh, no, but yes, okay. You told the story about us getting fisted.
Yeah. Well, the venue is sick, and
yeah. But tell them about the venue.
Yeah. So whoever owns it also owns another venue called Shady Pines, and it was like I've never heard of this as a concept, but I think more places should. What's the word? Incorporate this into their approach. If you own multiple bars, they had like a prelude to their other bar within this place. And I remember, was it you that found it, or was it you or me that found it? I want to say you found it, because I think you came up and was shaking me, and you were like, come with me. And we went through the fire exit.
I remember.
Yeah, and there was we were in the fire escape hallway. Yeah. And you were like, yeah, look at this, come through this door. And I was like, dude, I don't think we're supposed to be here. And then we went through there. It was like a tiny, old school style, like hunting lodge bar. Just, through the fire escape.
Bro, that's genius. Good, but you missed the fucking start of this place as well, bro. So, like, this place is underground. Like, so, you're in Sydney, you're on the street, you go down underground, you take some stairs down, and then you are in a fucking wood-fired pizza place. Yeah,
like an Italian style.
Yeah. Yeah, wood-fired pizza, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, but like, where do we play the rock and roll? You know, because it's a restaurant. It's pretty much a restaurant. And then on the right-hand side, there's 2 double doors, and you go through those double doors, and you're in an absolutely massive, like, rock and roll venue. It was huge, man. That place was massive.
Yeah, dude. Deceptively so as well, yeah, because it was wide and long. And I think the height of the stage also added to because it was such a... the stage was like 30 centimeters high. So it felt like extra intimate. It wasn't like an absurdly big stage, which was good.
Yeah, and they had that long-ass bar. The bar, I remember the bar being long.
Yeah, pretty much ran like half the length of the venue.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there was the stage at the other end from where you came in. And then, there was that, like, what looked like a fire exit door on the right-hand side. And
why did you go through it? Because
I kept seeing other people go through it. And I was like, I want to fucking know. Dude,
when we went through, I was like, what? Dude, what part of you think's fire exit? I've got to suss this out.
Dude, well, I thought it was a fire exit for so long until, like, I don't know, I just kept seeing people walk in there and walk out, and I was like, that ain't normal. It wasn't like a normal walk in, walk out. It was like, there's some cool shit going on.
Yeah, they went in sad, they came out happy.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? So I remember I opened the door, and it had, look, I could be wrong. I envisioned it like a spiral staircase, but it probably wasn't a spiral staircase.
It was. No, it absolutely was. Yeah, because it was like an elongated circle. There was like, you would go down the stairs, flat for a bit, down more stairs and around.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And in the staircase itself, it was just cement, so it didn't look like anything. It literally looked like a fire, like escape exit. But you went down, and there was another door, so you're now 2 levels below ground, and you go into that door. And there was the little hunting bar lodge, as you were talking about, that fit maybe 20 people in there, something like that.
Yeah,
I think
not
it had
even
a couple booths.
It was very, very, very intimate again.
And I remember I needed to poo, and I hate pooing in venues, bro. I don't like it, but they had.
I wouldn't do it.
There,
yeah.
And in the toilet, they were playing beautiful, calming music, and toilets were so clean.
They were, and they were all like the wooden seats and stuff. Like, it was it felt like you were in a home.
It was beautiful, man. And I sat in there, I looked at all like I think it had like old school like porn mag paraphernalia.
Yeah, I was going to say there were bare breasts for sure on those walls.
yeah. And I just remember sitting in there and I was like, this is the best poo I've ever had, like, out somewhere in my life.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, and I remember that it got you down, man. I remember you were in the dumps because we wanted to turn it up that night.
I got sick.
Yeah, you didn't have any in the tank. But was it that night or a different night in Sydney? Maybe it was a different time that we went there.
No.
I don't know. We went and saw Perspectives at Hot Dam.
That was that. Well, it was a different night. That was
the night before. That was the night prior.
Was it? Night prior or night after?
Night after.
I think it was night after.
That was sick. Dude, how good was that?
I remember, sick too.
Dude, it's incredibly nerve-wracking, and I think a lot of people can relate to the discomfort that you encounter when showing someone a new band. And it's very rare that you get the opportunity to show someone a new band live. And I remember I was like, LD, you might like this band. And I was shitting bricks. I was like, if you hate this band, this is going to suck. This is going to be a terrible night out. And we went and they blew the fucking roof off the joint. They were great. Loved it.
They were great. And you know what? To be honest, their music, I'm not like overtly like massive on, like as a genre. Like, I don't know, like just their style and stuff. They're pretty much doing what a lot of the other bands were doing at the time. But the thing is they were just doing it so well.
Just better than all the other local bands. Like they were just like a cut above. Like all the band was super tight. The singer was great and had a really good presence.
Singer was so good. Yeah, absolutely. And dude, that was probably one of the best shows I've probably ever seen live.
Yeah, I remember and I'd seen them once before, but I remember both of us were just like jaw to the floor. Like that was unreal. That was so good. Like
that was really good, really good. But that venue, do you remember the name of the venue?
Yeah, Hot Damn. That
was the night though.
Oh,
that was
I
the
don't
night.
know.
It was a bit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of the Destroyer Lines nights.
Yeah, it was their Sydney equivalent of Bang and Next.
And if you want to go all the way over to South Australia, you'll be looking at Black Market.
Yes.
Remember that with Bear the Mammoth?
Yes,
I wrote it down, dude. I wrote it down.
No shit.
Organised.
I remember. Hold on though, like going back to the Sydney one in Hot Damn, that venue was the most confusing fucking venue I've ever been in my entire life.
It was a total maze. Oh,
was a maze.
Were we blasted before we got there though? No, we weren't. Maybe we were.
No, we were.
But I remember we had to ask people. We had to ask a number of people. We're like, "Where is the band playing?" Because they were playing at like 10 o'clock, and we were like, "It's like 10:15. We're gonna miss the whole thing." So we rolled into the venue, and we were like, "There's no band. Like, are we in the right place?" We had to go to the bar or something, and they're like, "Yeah, you go through this door, around the corner, knock 4 times, in you go."
Dude, it was like that. It was stupid. The most stupid design venue I've ever seen in my life. We did have to ask other people there, like, how the fuck do I get to this room? Which you shouldn't have to do in a venue.
Although, fortunately, it was one of those movie moments. I swear to God, we walked in. We just we just got drinks, walked in, and the band started. It was like
something like that.
Just beginning. Yeah. That's how I remember it. That's how I've decided it went.
Oh, who knows? I can't remember too much. But that was a great time. That was a really good time. I would, I don't know. You can't bring that back, dude.
No, I don't think stuff like that. That's what's weird to consider, that stuff like that isn't going to happen in the foreseeable future. No, absolutely not for the next 5+ years. That's not going to be.
What do you mean?
Are we talking about like that kind of venues clubs like that existing? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be ages, dude.
That whole scene's was dying. It's been dying for years, you know. There was a group of people that were holding on, bro. Like I went to Bang. Bang's stopped now, I think. Yeah,
it's been stopped for a while, because they did a big last ever event, yeah.
But I went to the last couple Bangs before it stopped, and this sounds so fucking pretentious, bro. I remember looking around and being like, these people haven't fucking grown up in 10 years. I'm like,
well, yeah. So you're referring to the full blown adults that were still going and getting amongst it. Yeah, dude. It's a bit sad. Dude.
Yeah.
Is this it?
I don't know. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Who am I to say? You fucking live your life. Enjoy what you want. I don't know. I guess for me it was I went there and then I went there 7 years later and they were playing the same fucking songs. They were still playing Blink 182. They were still playing, and I know they're classics or whatever, but
you go upstairs, you hear Chop Suey.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, guys. Yeah, exactly, bro. I'm like, God, for me, I can't do that.
Well, dude, because you know what it is? Because you hear of bands that break up because they're sick of the same shit, playing the same shit over and over. Imagine being a DJ and playing someone else's shit over and over.
Oh my God, dude. God. Literally. Yeah, you're right though, because that same DJ's been there for fucking years and we would have been playing the same tracks for years, bro. It is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe that's how people get their kicks.
Yeah, it is what it is.
As long as everyone's having a good time, it's not bad. But I know what you mean. I understand the sentiment behind it.
I'm not going to stop them. You do what you want. You live your life.
That's it. As long as you're not, as long as you're not behaving like the Metal Mayhem guy, and everyone's having a good time, it's all gravy, man. Yeah,
it's true. Fuck, there's some cool places, man.
Here's an interesting one, right? Here's a what's the word? Contentious? I don't know if contentious is the appropriate term, but remember playing at Revolver for the first time, and it was actually a sick venue, and it was a really, really cool place, but everything that you'd heard about it was that everyone would just stuff a bunch of drugs up their ass and fucking lick the walls for like 3 days straight. And I remember I was like, oh, why are we playing a gig here, dude? Oh my God, we're going to get stabbed with a syringe. And we got there and I was like, this is fucking sick. This is really cool.
It's actually such a nice venue. Like, it completely blew actually my expectations or my preconceived idea of what Revolver was completely out the door.
I remember we were sitting on the couch together, just like ranting and raving. We were like, this is actually super cool. They're playing cool venue. Music, and it was really nice. But because I think we were there on a weekday, so I don't. And we were saying like, it must transform into another beast.
Trust me, I've been there a few times on the weekend, and it does transform into a complete other beast. So like. During the weekend, they'll move some things around, make more of a dance floor. And the crowd, bro, like, oh my Lord, the crowd. Not to say that I was any better.
Well, that's it, too, because you were one of them.
I was one of them. But yeah, look, it definitely changes its vibe from a weekday to a weekend completely. Yeah, but great venue.
Yeah, dude.
You ever been? This is sort of like it's on topic, off topic. You ever like been not let into a venue? Like have security's been like not tonight, mate, or
the maybe two times. One that comes to mind, and it wasn't that we didn't get let in. It said I didn't bring my ID.
Oh, you fucking idiot!
Remember, that was the night that we were going to D&M.
Well, I was there. When was this?
Dude, you and Bina were there, and you came back and you jumped. I was in bed, and you and Bina jumped on the bed, and you told me the story about how some guy was mean to you, and you were like, "MT, I wish you were there because you would have told him to fuck off."
That guy was so mean too. All right, so actually, in like if there was a ranking of people I hate the most, the Metal Mayhem dude is second. That dude, 100%, man. That other dude who was mean to me that night is number one on my list of people I fucking hate.
It's huge
asshole, absolute asshole. So, actually, I'll give people some background. So
there
was this period where like I was working at Bunnings still, and I became friends with this girl who happened to be a lesbian, and she loved this fucking gay club called D&M. And we went to D&M, and it was, I guess you could say, like mainly girls, like lesbians. I was like girl gays. Oh Jesus, shows how I'm in with the culture, right?
Yeah, a couple of boomers here, dude.
Oh my fucking God. And it was sick. Great vibe. Like, such a good vibe. And amazing. Really good music. Yeah. And a cool venue as well. It was in Hawthorne, wasn't it?
Something Hawthorne, like that, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a super... Dude, they must have, like, put a lot of money into that venue. Because they had that full stage production with the lighting and everything.
Oh, my God, they did, yeah.
Periodically, there was just, like, a show would occur.
I think it was like every 2 hours they were like, all right, showtime. And then there would be like a drag queen who would do a performance, but they would have dancers, and the dancers would do like a 15-minute friggin' like full choreographed show just in the middle of the night. It was amazing. It was really cool, actually. It definitely fits into like cool places we've been. And I remember I loved it. So I was like, MT, Bina, come with me to D&M. Try to pick up girls, like, fucking stupid.
That's how you used to talk as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. All right, we went to D&M. No, we went, and what? I don't remember you. So that's why
I didn't bring my ID. I was standing in line with you boys, and I was so excited because I was like, we ended up going back at some other point in time, but up until that stage, I'd never been, and I was all excited because you hyped it up, and we were getting to the front of the line, and I was like, I'll get my wallet out, and I was like, I've left my ID back at the apartment.
Why did you have your wallet on you?
I had my wallet, but not my ID. For some reason, I'd taken my ID out to like show someone the photo or whatever, and I put it down on the bench. Dude, I was a wreck.
That's a killer.
I was so upset because it was like late in the night as well. Like we'd already gone to other places. Yeah. So it wasn't like, I'll go like, half an hour, get my ID, half an hour back. It was just a write-off. The night was a write-off for me.
That sucks,
I was so angry.
Yeah. Well, I remember Bina and I had a great night, and at the end of the night, like in a nutshell, because this isn't that interesting, Bina and I, like there was this girl who I thought was really cute and I wanted to hook up with, and then she had a gay friend. But this gay friend was like the most insufferable like asshole I've ever met in my entire life. Like he was like a cruel person, like legit, man, cruel person. Anyway, we went we went back to like their place and hung out, like the four of us, and like the entire time he was like insulting me. He was like, oh, you're really chubby, like you should really lose some weight, girls are going to want you looking like this. And like he put up my shirt at one point to like look, and I'm a hairy dude, and he was like, you need to get rid of all your body hair because you look like crap right now, and that's not good, and no one likes that. And 101 other things, 101 other like comments, and I didn't say anything bad to this dude, like nothing at all. And I think I just like took it. Fucking idiot, man. Just like took it, maybe because I wanted to hook up with this girl or whatever, but I hated that dude, man. And Bina, I remember even Bina being like, yo, I wanted to punch that motherfucker in the face. And Bina is like
a very
chill as fuck.
Placid dude, yeah.
Chill as fuck. And he was like, yo, I was ready to go down. Anyways, like, yeah, so that guy comes in at number 1, bro. That guy comes in at number 1. That's
unbelievable, dude. And I'll never forget being woken up by you and Bina, the door open.
Oh, yeah.
Your Bina came and jumped down on the end of the bed. And I felt like a parent at Christmas, and the kids had just got up. Like, you were both like on the end of my bed sitting down, and you're like, MT, you gotta hear this fucking, you were fuming, like you're a mess. And I was like, what happened? What happened? And you were like, I wish you were there because you would have told him to fuck off.
Yeah. Look, it was a shit. Like, that part of the night was shit, but the overall night was fucking awesome, man. It was such a good night. So, good times.
Yeah, dude. Had many good times.
How long have we been potting for?
Yeah, dude. We're probably on an hour now, hey?
Shit. All right, let's call it quits, man. I think we got 1,000,001 other places. I think we need to do a part 2 on this, because I've got things in my mind.
There's a lot, yeah, dude. I've jotted some down, but we'll just finish with one cool venue that we played. Just one little fucking tidbit.
Okay.
Guess what venue this is. It's going to shock people that we played at.
Venue we played at. Okay, give me a hint.
I'll just tell you, man. Bunnings car park.
Oh, yes. Scoresby Bunnings car park. Yes. Dude, tell
That's a bucket list gig, that is, man. And we wore Bunnings ponchos. Like those there's like fucking raincoats that make you sweat times a million. It's like you're standing in a greenhouse.
Yeah. And remember the weather that day?
It was like 40,000 degrees,
It was like 42 degrees, I'm pretty fucking sure. It was fucked up. Because not only did we have those ponchos on, we were wearing, at the time, that was when Cato first started, we were wearing like the slacks and the button-up shirt.
Oh my God, yeah, with like suspenders and shit.
With suspenders, because we thought we were cool. I think that was my idea. To be honest,
I thought it was cool. I don't think that was a bad idea. If we had a stuff, because Carl was always too cool for school, man. Carl Cobain was just being fucking Kurt Cobain, and he was like, oh, I'm not going to tuck it in, or I'm just going to half wear it, button's going to be undone. And then we were like, well, fucking don't worry about it there, man.
We meant to have synchronicity across the band lineup, Carl.
That's it. Yeah. He was just too cool. He's just not one to be tamed. He's a young, wild at heart renegade. Yeah.
But we were wearing that underneath, and then the poncho, and we played. Oh man, I got that gig because I worked at the Bunnings, and I knew the person who was like organising the event. Bro, that's bad. Why did we do that? No fucking parents that have brought. It was like a kids event. It was
like a community fete, dude. And you're just like belting out tunes.
Yeah, I'm just like screaming at people and shit, and like it's like little kid. There's literally a jumping castle and a fairy floss machine, and there we are just doing some whack and woll music at these motherfuckers.
Hitting them with a bit of post rock.
Oh my lord, that is crazy. But you know what? Mark it off the bucket list, dude.
Yeah, wouldn't change any of it.
Wouldn't change any. All right, cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
We'll have to put a pin in it there. And dude, yeah, that leads people nicely. So we can just say that it'll actually be next episode that I'll tell that story as well.
Yeah, let's do part 2 next time. Yeah, that sounds lit as fuck. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. We hope you've enjoyed. This has been fun, man. Really good times. I feel like it's onwards and upwards for the boys for MTLD.
Yeah, dude, we're hitting our stride.
Yeah, I think so. Let us know, of course, if you got any comments, any questions. If you remember the name of that fuckhead from Metal Mayhem. if you remember that other cool CD store in the city, let us know. Fuck. What else? Do we need to be reminded of anything else? Do we need any more info from our fans?
Yeah, dude, I think that's it. Just rev us up. Get in the comments section.
Rev us up.
Say something.
Yeah, say something.
Say anything. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll respond.
We'll respond to every comment. That's a guarantee.
We currently don't have enough comments that we're inundated, so we can respond to every comment.
Both of us, both MT and LD will reply separately.
Yeah, probably. All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.
Dude, that was a sick one. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, dude, but I feel like we could get carried away. I didn't even end up telling that story. The main story, the Sydney one. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I felt there's lots of scope for future content. Yeah, dude, it's funny, isn't it? It's kind of hard when you talk about a place like Suki, like, because you want to pump them up, but then you have to acknowledge the boob head thing. Yeah, we don't play favourites. Dude, we should see if we can get the Metal Mayhem guy on as a guest. We'll just berate him for an hour. Oh, I got to stop my Audacity recording. Yeah, dude, we were just over an hour. That's perfect.